Hey, what's up guys? Alex here with a new video, and today we're going to be doing a lens comparison between the Canon RF 85 f2 IS STM macro, gotta love these names, and the Viltrox RF 85 1.8 STM ED. Anyways, let's get this video started. All right, guys, if you're new to the channel, I am a family and portrait photographer based out of Orlando, Florida, and I am a Canon shooter. I've been shooting with a Canon R system since it launched with the Canon EOS R, and I personally think it's the best mirrorless system out there. With that said, I can acknowledge and I can easily say that there is close to no third-party support with Canon RF lenses, and when they do release some, I definitely gotta test them out. In this situation, for some reason, all the third-party lenses, or I wanna say 90% of them, happen to fall into the 85mm category. Don't understand why, but here we are. This latest release from Viltrox, priced at $399, makes it one of the most competitive 85mm lenses for the system, and I had to compare it to Canon's own 85 f2 at $600. So you're talking about a $200 difference, both being budget lenses. Like I've done in most of my videos, we're gonna start off this video by actually playing images. We're gonna go ahead and do a series of A and B images. All the A images are one lens, and all the B images are another lens. They've all been edited with my presets, exact same settings. I did tweak the exposure on some of them because, believe it or not, going from f1.8 to f2 does make a difference, and I shot both these lenses wide open. Other than that, all the settings are the same, so you'll be able to see some of the color differences you might get with either lens. With that being said, let me go ahead and roll the images. All right, so what did you think? Let me know in the comments below which lens you think A and B is, and we'll see if you get it right. All right, ready? Drum roll. If you guessed Canon was the A lens, you guessed right. What did you think? Was it close? Was it not? Could you tell automatically? I thought it was a very interesting comparison. And before I even talk about image quality, I gotta talk about build quality and some of the features each lens has. Holding them in hand, the Viltrox is a heavier lens. It actually feels better in hand. If you've held any of the Canon RF lenses, you know they all have this new plastic build. It makes them lighter, which is a good thing for your kit, but when you're feeling them, they don't feel the most premium. Here, the Canon version definitely feels cheaper and lighter. Again, this is more of a feel thing, doesn't necessarily say it's built any differently. As far as features go, there is some differences. So the Viltrox is an 85mm lens with a nice focusing ring, and that's it. The Canon version has IS, has macro capabilities, and it has Canon's control ring on the lens, which you can customize to do several things. So you're getting more features on the lens for your extra $200. If you're into that, it's absolutely worth it. If you just want something simple, you don't need the control ring IS or macro, you could potentially save the $200 after we talk about image quality. So we have to start off with what everybody wants to know, sharpness. Both lenses are equally as sharp in my opinion. Zooming in and pixel peeping, they look almost identical, but there's a huge difference. The Canon lens has a contrastier image, and because of that, it gives you the illusion of a sharper image because you have that added contrast. What also goes hand in hand with that is the Canon lens also does show slightly less chromatic aberration. Again, that probably has to do with the coatings Canon is using. So from a sharpness perspective, I gotta give the win to Canon. Another thing to talk about is how the lens handles direct light. Now, as a portrait photographer, as a former wedding photographer, I love shooting my subjects backlit to the sun and getting that nice sun flare and that little pop on the side. And the Canon handled that great. Yes, you do get lens flares, and if you go extreme, you're definitely gonna lose contrast in the image, but generally it handles it very well. The Viltrox, the minute any light hit the lens, you automatically lost all contrast. You just got a super hazy image, and probably has to do with the coatings again. And if you're shooting against direct sunlight, the Viltrox will definitely give you a worse image. It'll just haze up, you'll lose all the contrast. It's not pretty. The last thing to talk about in image quality is bokeh. The Canon's an f2 and the Viltrox is a 1.8, and looking at these images, sometimes it looks like the difference is far greater than a 1.8 to 2.0. The Viltrox does produce a creamier bokeh in the background. Some have said it's a little distracting. Like, again, depending on the image, if you look at them, I'll put some examples up here, it definitely has a creamier background. So if you want to just blow out your background, and thinking kind of saying it out loud, it also could probably do with the less contrast to your image. Just gives you a softer background, softer image in general. But I had to bring that up. With all that being said, in my opinion, I like the image quality better out of the Canon lens. I like shooting backlights, I like a contrast to your image, and I think the Canon is the winner here. The last thing to talk about is autofocus. The Canon lens is also a macro lens. Because of that, it has a huge range. And there's a switch on the lens for you to kind of limit the range of focusing to make it a little bit faster, but it's not the fastest lens in the world. It is an accurate lens, not the fastest. Now with the Viltrox, it's just a quirky lens. I think Viltrox reverse engineered this lens to work with the RF system because the camera registers it as an EF85 1.8, a 20-year-old lens. I think Viltrox did this to get the autofocusing to work, but because of that, it's just quirky. When I reviewed the lens, I personally had some shots where the camera would not focus. Now, I had people comment and really reliable YouTubers tell me that they weren't experiencing that with their copy, so I had to really put it to the test here. And if you notice, a lot of the images I showed have terrible composition, and it's because I had the Atomos Ninja 5 on top of my camera, and that just made it an unwieldy monster. But I want to record what the camera was seeing to see if the Viltrox kind of did its little quirky things while I was taking pictures. And sure enough, it did. When I was shooting again in a backlight subject, the camera just lost my wife in the picture and would not focus. I had to move the camera down, focus on her body in order for the lens to focus again, and then move it back up to pick up her eye and her face. Does this happen every single time? No. Can I repeat it if I tried? No. It's quirky, it does it from time to time, it does it randomly, and it's just unpredictable. Like I said, in my previous shoot, the lens just missed focus. In this session, it didn't miss a single shot other than that weird hiccup it had. So for autofocus, I'm gonna say the winner is the Canon because it's reliability, and overall, the Canon is the winner. What are your thoughts? Let me know down below. Do you agree, disagree? Let me know in the comments below. I think what's great about this industry and this world is that even though I think the Canon's a better lens, the Viltrox is still a very good lens for its price point at $399. So if you can kind of deal with its quirks, for the price point and the image quality, it's really a bargain for that price. But it's all preference, and I encourage all of you, if you can, to rent these lenses to try them out to see what lens is better for you. As always, guys, feel free to add me on Instagram. Feel free to drop a comment. Let's have a conversation. I think one of the things I've loved about kind of having this channel is just interacting with you and just building more relationships and talking about gear, because that's fun in the end. So feel free to add me on Instagram or drop a comment below. Like the video, please subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one. Have a good one, guys. Peace.